Okay, so tonight I'm going to be going over rebuilding this VS Racing blow-off valve. Now, you don't normally want to do it like this. Probably want to put it in a vise or something like that. This is kind of at your own discretion. I can normally hold them down well enough. So I noticed when I had this installed on the vehicle that it wasn't working. And what happens is they sit for a while, and when you first get them, they have this spring in there. This is the other spring that they come with, right here. So this one's pretty thick. It takes a lot of pressure to open the gate at that point, and for the boost levels we're running, and for as little vacuum as we have, we're not going to be running that one today. So instead, we're going to be running this guy right here. I had the issue when I first got this thing torn apart where I couldn't even push this open. Everything was stuck. This little O-ring in here sticks, so I picked up some hose lube, covered it up with that, and then you have to get this little diaphragm in here tucked back in. But it's a pretty simple procedure. You're going to want to go from, one side to the other. It's just like putting on a tire, putting it in a star pattern. So we'll get this thing stuck back down. Like I said, there's better ways to mount this while you do it, but this one's a light enough spring that for the most part you can get it in there. And then we're going to hook it up and see where it actually ends up being at, and if it works now. These screws don't need to be super tight. Just snug them up. Down a little bit. Back together. That's a little bit easier to push in. You're actually able to push it in. Before, I actually was taking a plastic end of a screwdriver over here and holding it against the bench, hitting it like this, it wouldn't actually break free. So I actually had to take it apart just to get it to break free. Figured that's a good time to replace the spring in there, see how it does. If we run into an issue where it's opening up under boost, we'll have to put in the heavy spring, but I doubt that's going to happen on the small boost that we're running on this vehicle. All right, now this is my least favorite part. I absolutely despise having to put on blow-off valves. They're not bad, they just kind of suck. So you get this ring started in here. Now the trick is you have to keep this ring seated in here, and you can sometimes put grease on here to hold it. I'm not going to right now. And then we have to put on the little V-band clamp. Always try to get it somewhat started. This one's already been clamped down before, so the clamp is stretched out. But for the most part, what you normally have to do, you have to take this guy right here. I'll spin it a little bit so you can see. Let me get this tightened down. This, sometimes it won't start, so you have to just kind of adjust this back and forth until it's straight to where the bolt is. And then it'll kind of find its own home after you get it tightened up a little bit. Then I'll run a zip tie to this. But for now, we're just having it under vacuum, so we'll see if it works. I'll get the battery hooked up and start it, and we will see if it opens. Now the only thing I don't like about these is they let in unfiltered air. So we're just gonna have to see how it goes. We have a baseline tune in here that might change it a little bit, having air coming in through here, but I'm willing to bet under any cruise, any driving, we shouldn't have enough vacuum that's open, but maybe under coast, we'll see how it goes. Coasting doesn't seem to be as big of a deal when you're messing with MAP sensors, so we'll see where it puts it at, just kind of go from there. I wanted to do a little walk around of this thing. Still got a few little things to clean up. We've got to get the edges cleaned up around here. It was just a rough cut just to get it running. We've got to take out a little bit more here, put the stainless trim ring on, but guess we'll go see if that blow-off valve's working and go from there. And we get to squeeze inside this. You actually have to be careful, because this right here, yeah, doesn't feel good. Doesn't feel good at all. Oh. I'm not flipping the camera around for this part. All right, we'll see if we can actually hear it working. We're gonna have to let it warm up a little bit. That's my jam right there. See if we have a working blow-off valve. It was kind of fun when we were first going over ideas for this, you know, because not everyone's just like cut the hood in a newer Silverado, but we figured it'd be fun, something different. I guess now that we have the blow-off valve working, it blows flames. That's kind of cool. That's something new and interesting. I wasn't expecting, because it definitely was not doing that before. That is beautiful. Good gravy. fresh batch of 91 in here. Still not going to beat on it too much because it's going to take a little bit to circulate through the system, but should sure help tuning this beast. This thing's still functioning. Make sure you like and subscribe. The videos will probably get a little bit more interesting once we start getting some tuning done on this thing. We can start being a little bit more rowdy with it.